Okay, a very good afternoon to all of you. First of all, my sincere apologies. This session is happening today. It was supposed to happen last month, but it's okay. Then we have to coordinate and we will be doing this. Okay. So this is our module 2, right? I request everybody to write their name in the chat box. நிறைய பேர் வந்து mobile name ல இருந்து login பண்ணிருக்கா. So we are not able to understand who has logged in, right? So tomorrow, if they come back and say we have not got, we don't have the session, then we'll not have a problem, right? So எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரு request என்னன்னா chat boxல போய் அவரோட பேர் please எழுதிடுங்க so that we will come to know that this person has already attended so that I can mark that attendance to it, right? So this is the second module for this 7 months session what we are doing it. So today we are on the module 2, right? So I'm going to start the session with a beautiful uh, idea of time management, right? So a lot of people talk about time management. Time management sir சரியா இருதில்ல, எனக்கு time ஜாஸ்தி கிடைக்கிறதில்ல, or I don't get to work more time on a different project, or sometimes நான் வந்து நிறைய plan பண்றேன் ஆனா time இல்ல நம்ம பண்ண முடியல. So why this is basically there is nothing called as time management. Please understand, right? If you want, you can take down the notes also. There is nothing called as time management. There is something called as self management, right? Welcome, Rekha ji. So what is time management is something we have to understand it very clearly. We all know that we cannot manage the time. Time will keep on going. Time வந்து வந்துட்டே போகும், திருப்பி 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 it will keep on going. It is only how you manage the time is very important. How you manage yourself. When I'm actually talking about management, you need to understand what is self management, right? So basically we'll just look into two parts. When somebody is telling about the time management, about time management or definition of patana, it's an act or process of planning and exercising conscious control over the amount of time spent on specific activity. So that's very important to understand. What is time management is nothing but it's an act or a process. Basically it's a process which is actually used for planning and exercising conscious control over the time management. That's very important. How you spend your time is very important. Are you wasting your time? Are you investing your time is what you have to really work on it. And why do we do that? Especially to increase your effectiveness, efficiency, or productivity. Correct? Sometimes you don't have control over things, but wherever you have a control over things, wherever you feel this can be done this way, or either one day different, that is called as conscious control. Please understand, conscious means you know what you are doing. Correct? So time management is a process or an activity where the planning and the exercising, we are consciously controlling over the amount of the time spent for a specific activities, especially when we are actually putting our time for effective increasing effectiveness or efficiency or productivity. All the three mean the same: efficiency, effectiveness, and efficiency, right? So now the question to ask is, how do we define what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong? Correct? So அதை வந்து நம்ம ப்ராப்பரா வந்து இப்போ செலக்ட் பண்ணனா உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். So there are two important factors in time management. If you are writing it, please write it down. Of course, I'm going to give you the recording. நான் உங்களுக்கு recording and PPT ரெண்டு கொடுக்க போறேன். ஆனா still you want to add something, you can write it down so that you can refer it later. Two important factors in the time management. The first one is urgent. Any work which is urgent and it gives the appearance that it requires immediate attention is called as an important factor in the time management. The first one is called as urgent. The second one is called as important, right? So anything urgent and anything important is actually going to help you to prioritize your time management. So what is urgent is which requires immediate attention, and what is important is which is activities that are going to affect your future, right? So let's take an example: prospecting or a new business. New business is basically an urgent thing and an important thing. Because urgent, because when you do new business, then only your commission will go up, your performance will go up. Important, why? Because you want money. That is important, right? So urgent and important that is to be really addressed in the first place, right? How many of you agree? Say yes if you agree. Urgent and important. We are going to categorize these four things: how urgent and how important it's going to be, right? How many people agree with me? Yes or no? Just type yes in the chat box if you agree with me. Thank you, Karthikeyan. Thank you, Ravi. Okay, Satishji, thank you. Panarita, thank you. Okay. So a lot of people have written, yes, that's it. That's it. That's what. I just wanted to have a feedback whether you're getting the right message, right attention. Correct? Okay. So now let's go to the next part. Okay. See, whenever there is lot of work, but you are finding short of time, maybe you have got say 20, 30, 40 kind of a task you have got in a day or in a month, whatever it is. You need to really prioritize into four quadrant or four boxes or four, parts la pannalam. Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4, right? So out of your work, whatever you are working, right? You will have some work which are urgent and important, which comes in the quadrant one, right? You will have some work which are important, but it is not very urgent. You can do it little later also, or maybe after some time you can do that, right? There are some work which are not very important, but it might be urgent. I will give you an example for that. Don't worry. And there are some work in the quadrant four which are not important and not urgent. See, the beauty of time management or beauty of self-management is how you prioritize each and every work. எப்படி நீங்க வந்து அந்த ஒர்க்கை வந்து prioritize பண்றீங்களோ, that will give you an extra idea to prioritize your work, right? உங்களுக்கு அர்ஜென்ட் புரியல இல்லைன்னா இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் புரியலன்னா எல்லா வேலை நம்ம போட்டு பண்ணிட்டு இருப்போம். Hence we will get frustrated. சின்ன சின்ன வேலை நம்ம பண்ணக்கூடாது, அது கூட நம்ம பண்ணிட்டே இருந்தானா நீங்க குவாட்ரண்ட் 3 வேலை நிறைய பண்ணிருந்தா குவாட்ரண்ட் 4 நிறைய வேலை நிறைய இருந்தா உங்களுக்கு குவாட்ரண்ட் 1 and 2 உங்களுக்கு டைமே கிடைக்காது, ரைட்? Now the question you will ask me is, sir, எப்படி நம்ம quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3 and quadrant 4 நம்ம வந்து எப்படி வந்து how will we categorize? I'll tell you very simple is that first we'll understand what we should do in 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? First quadrantல என்னென்ன இருக்கோ அதை வந்து இம்மீடியட்டா பண்ணியாகணும். Do it now. That is what the basic sequence. It can be anything. It can be family, it can be money, it can be some work related to your job, some work related to the business, whatever it is. Anything which is urgent and important requires your attention. That is called as do it now. Do it means immediately you have to do it, right? Number 2 quadrant என்ன நம்ம சொல்றோம்னா, some things are important but not urgent. Reading a book, for example, if you want to read a book, it is not very urgent, but it is very important, because if you read something daily or if you really practice something daily, it is going to help you. So you can do this little later. Decide when to do it, right? For example, you want to exercise. It is important, but it is not very urgent. இன்னைக்கு எக்ஸசைஸ் பண்ணலன்னா ஒன்றும் ப்ராப்ளம் ஆகாது. ஆனா அது important. Over a period of time, you have to actually prioritize. Training is important, but it is not very urgent. Correct? So அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம கேட்டகரைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு போனோம்னா நம்ம குவாட்ரண்ட் 2ல வந்து போடலாம். நம்பர் 3 என்னன்னா, ஆக்சுவலி 3, 4 இப்படி ஆயிடுது. 3 என்னன்னா அர்ஜென்ட் பட் நாட் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட், ரைட்? So what you should do with them, delegate that. You should not do everything. ஒரு ரெசிப்ட் வந்து நீங்க வந்து போய் ஆல் த வே ஒரு 2 hours வேஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு கஸ்டமர்கிட்ட போய் நம்ம ரெசிப்ட் பர்சனலி ஹேண்ட் ஓவர் பண்றோமே, அது வந்து நம்ம டெலிகேட் பண்ணலாம். எப்படி பண்ணலாம்? கொரியர் த்ரூவா அனுப்பலாம், ஆர் வி கேன் சென்ட் சம்படி, ஆர் வி கேன் டூ சம் அதர் அரேஞ்ச்மெண்ட். ஸ்கேன் பண்ணிட்டு அனுப்பிச்சிடலாம், அப்புறம் நம்ம போஸ்ட் பண்ணிடலாம். So you have to delegate that thing. That will save lot of your time. Believe me. அர்ஜென்ட், அது ரொம்ப அர்ஜென்ட் இல்லைன்னு சொல்லலாம். அதுக்குன்னா டாக்ஸ் ரெசிப்ட் போலன்னா கஷ்டமா தான் இருக்கும். கஸ்டமருக்கு டாக்ஸ் டிக்ளரேஷன் போடுறதுக்கு கஷ்டமா இருக்கும். யூ ஹாவ் டு prioritize whether you should do it or somebody else should be doing it. So that is urgent number 3, quadrant number 3. Quadrant number 4 என்னன்னா, not urgent and not important. அதை வந்து டம்ப் பண்ணுவோம். டம்ப்னா அதை வந்து இன்னைக்குல இருந்து பண்றதுக்கு அது வந்து prioritize பண்ணணும். Like watching too much Facebook, like watching too much on the chat box, looking at some unwanted videos, right? Talking to a lot of people over the phone. வேண்டாம் எல்லாம் நம்ம phone பேசிட்டு இருப்போம். So these things are not important and not urgent, right? Not everybody will have it. Maybe you can categorize according to your own benefit. So if you want me to give an example, these are some things which is professionally we handle it, right? ஒரு ப்ரொஃபஷனல் நம்ம எப்படி வந்து ப்ராப்பரா நம்ம ஹேண்டில் பண்றோமோ இந்த 4 quadrants நம்ம பார்க்க முடியும். ஒன்னு என்னன்னா urgent and important. Something like answering a business call requires your attention. Dealing with a client is important. Something happening at your personal front or a machine other problem achana, you can do that, right? Crying baby, if you've got a small baby and if something is happening, you have to immediately look at attention. Some deadlines for the project is there that you that customer or a complaint where you can able to get more reference, more opportunity. Anga problem accidents, mistakes, family, all these things requires very urgent and important attention, right? So this comes to quadrant 1. Quadrant 2 to patana, it is not very urgent, but it is very, very important, right? So business planning பண்ணணும். நீங்க எப்படி வந்து பிளான் பண்ண போறீங்க? அது ரொம்ப அர்ஜென்ட் கிடையாது. ஆனா இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். பிகாஸ் நீங்க பிளானிங் பண்ணலாம் உங்களுக்கு தெரியாது எப்படி வேலை பண்ணணும். Health requires lot of attention, but not immediate. You can take it over a period of time. அதுக்கு டைம் இருக்கு. Professional development, listening to relationship, right? Listening in relationship, preparation for meetings, goal settings, holidays. You have to take holidays. That's not very urgent, but that is important, because if you don't take holidays and recreation time, you will not be able to enjoy your life. Why are we earning so much of money? To really enjoy our life, right? To be very happy. It's not that I'm just earning, I'm working for 12 hours, but I'm not having peace of mind. I cannot sleep in the night. Then what is the use of life, right? So some things you have to really categorize. You need to spend some quality time with your family, with your people, and that's important, right? ஸோ ப்ரொடியூசிங் சிஸ்டம் கொஞ்சம் சிஸ்டம் போடணும், ட்ரைனிங் பண்ணணும், எப்படி பண்ணுறது. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் வந்து ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் விஷயம். ஸோ சில விஷயம் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் அண்ட் அர்ஜென்ட், அதை வந்து நீங்கள் இமீடியட்டா அட்டென்ஷன் கொடுக்கலாம். சில விஷயம் வெரி நாட் அர்ஜென்ட் ஆனால் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இருக்கு, அதை வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப்ல பண்ணலாம். ஒன்ஸ் யூ ஆர் கம்ப்ளீட்டட் வித் த மெயின் டாஸ்க், தென் யூ கேன் கோ டு த செகண்ட் டாஸ்க். மூணாவது வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட், அர்ஜென்ட் அண்ட் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட், ரைட்? See, this urgent thing or important will be important for the others, but not for you. Something which is important for others may not be important or may be important for you, right? Some phone calls you can hold them to answer. Not every call you have to answer. See, whenever you get a phone call, please understand that, should I really pick up this phone? Is it going to eat my time? Is it that going to really help me out? அது வந்து அர்ஜென்ட் அண்ட் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கால் இருந்தானா அதை இமீடியட்டா ஆன்சர் பண்ணுவோம். ஆனா அது அர்ஜென்ட் அண்ட் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இல்லைன்னா you can do it little later, or you can tell somebody to pick up the phone and tell something else, right? Number 3, if there are visitors and you have to drop, you have to go all the way, drop, understand whether it is urgent, but it is not important. You can tell them somebody else to do that, right? Doing a favors, opening the mail. I want to ask you everybody one question, right? உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு 3 மணிக்கு ஒரு கால் இருக்கு, 3 o'clock ஒரு கால் இருக்கு, right? Maybe somewhere in south. I'm just giving an example. அதே சமயத்துல 3 மணிக்கு ஒரு கல்யாணம் இருக்கு உங்களுக்கு. You have to attend a reception, to go to a family ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல இருக்கு. அதுல வந்து 3 o'clock reception, 3 o'clock ஒரு sales call இருக்கு. Now just type me and say how many people will go to calls. That is the A option. B option is how many people will go to a reception or that marriage function which is there. Just type A or B. A na enna, you will go for sales call. B enna, you will not go for sales call, you will go for the marriage, right? Jaishankar saying is A. Arul sir is saying is A. Very good. Everybody is saying A. Why? I don't understand. Because marriage will happen only once, Arul sir, Jaishankar sir. Marriage will happen only once. So now you have to categorize whether it is urgent or important. Elam sir is saying yes, saying A. Okay, good that you're saying A. That means you've got understood. I'll again repeat my question. Some of you who not understood the question. I know afternoon 3 o'clock everybody is in a mood to sleep, but I'm sorry, but I can't help it. Anna, this is also very important and urgent for you, right? So நான் என்ன கேள்வி கேட்டேன்னா, 3 மணிக்கு ஒரு கல்யாணம் இருக்கு, 3 மணிக்கு ஒரு சேல்ஸ் கால் இருக்கு. ஸோ நீங்க சேல்ஸ் கால்ல போனோம்னா ஏன டைப் பண்ணலாம், நீங்க வந்து கல்யாணம்க்கு போனோம்னா B ல டைப் பண்ணலாம். So what is your option, A or B? Come on fast. Only 3 people have replied out of 29 people. Come on fast. Satish Kumar sir is saying A. Okay. Selvaraj sir is saying A. Very good. Come on, fast, type. You have to just pick up the phone, just type A and just say chat box. As simple as that. So going to take hardly 1 minute. You need to get involved in this entire, training. I hope you are understanding, correct? Karthikeyan sir is A. Okay, Selvaraj is saying yes. Oh, wonderful. So most of you are, okay. Okay, then see, some people are giving me diplomatic answer. Finish the sales call and go and apologize and for B. Either ரெண்டு வேலை பண்ண முடியாது முரளி sir, correct? Somebody said that. I don't know who said that. 1 minute, let me check who said that. Finish that. I think Rekha madam, yes. It is difficult for you because you don't know how the call would be and how far it is going to be, right? I do really understand what is your idea. Ramoti sir is saying yes. See, I'll tell you what. One funny agent gave me a good answer. You know what he said? He said, I will call the client to that marriage place. Wow. Look at this. He said, I will call that client to that place of marriage. So everything will be easy. I can meet the client also. I can attend the marriage also. I can attend the reception also. I will also be fine. But do you think your client will come to the marriage? Do you think it is very important for your client to come to the marriage? That is the wrong thing what you're trying to practice. I think most of you are trying to say, yeah, that is the right answer, right? You should tell your wife, you should tell your people that you take an envelope, I will bring some other envelope. That is what you have to maintain, correct? So இது வந்து கரெக்டா புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். I am not saying everything will, something which require deadlines, you have to go. I am not saying that. Something which is very out of your, very important thing for your family and your very important thing, you have to be there, right? See, one more thing I missed out in the first quadrant, which is urgent and important. Adla vandu anything dealing with money, anything dealing with money and family, they are very urgent and very important. Please understand. Family, money, and health. இது மூணு ரொம்ப important. Family, money, and health. FMH னு சொல்றோம் நம்ம. F for family, M for money, and H for health. Anything related to money, you cannot delay it. You cannot postpone it. You cannot do it on the next day. Suppose customer has given you money to deposit, please go and deposit. நீங்க வந்து அதை delay பண்ண முடியாது. இதுக்குன்னா anything you delay will come to the second quadrant. Anything you do it immediately will come in the first quadrant, right? I hope everybody is getting me. Correct. The answer is A. As a business person, today, if I have got a business call, today, if I got a meeting, I cannot afford to go out anywhere. I have to focus. I have to see that this is my business. I have to give time to my business. Otherwise, I will not get the right result what I want, right? Fourth option, not important, not urgent. Some things which are not at all important, right? So that will not give you any result. There is no time. It's basically a time pass. Or சும்மா யார்ட்ட பேஷண்ட் இருக்கிறது, இல்லைன்னா டெலிஃபோன்ல நிறைய டைம் வேஸ்ட் பண்ணுறது, ஃபேஸ்புக்ல நிறைய ரொம்ப ஒரு 2 hours 3 hours spend பண்ணுறது. We go for watching one of the message and we land up wasting 2.5 hours in the Facebook. I don't know how many people do that, or maybe on the WhatsApp chat. How many people do that? If you're doing it, just type I in the chat box. I can understand. No problem in telling the truth, no problem in confessing here, because you are not being reviewed or something like that. If you're doing it, say type I. If you're not doing it, great. But நிறைய பேர் என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா வந்து ஃபேஸ்புக்ல போய் ஒரு 2 hours லைக் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பார், இல்லைன்னா ஒரு 1 hour சேட் பாக்ஸ்ல பேசிட்டு இருப்பார், இல்லைன்னா யார்கிட்ட பேசிட்டு இருப்பார். Unwantedly talk. It's all not going to give you any good results. Believe me, my dear friend. So today what you do is try to make a list of all the activities what you do. Yeah, thank you, Selvaraj. Thank you. You're not doing it great. Wonderful. ஸோ நீங்க என்ன பண்ணலாம், இன்னைக்கு வந்து எல்லாம் ஒரு நோட் புக் எடுத்துட்டு, டைம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் நோட் புக் ஒரு டைம் ரெக்கார்டிங் நோட் புக்னு நம்ம சொல்றோம். அதுல வந்து என்ன பண்ணணும்னா, மேக்ஸிமம் அமௌண்ட் ஆஃப் ஒர்க் வாட் யூ டூ ஃபார் த என்டையர் டே, யூ ரைட் இட் இன் த chat box. Yes, correct, Murli sir. Thank you. See, what you can do is you can write the list of all the activities, right from morning you get up till the time you go to bed in the night. Write down all the activities, small activity, brushing teeth, having bath, cooking or cleaning the house, this washing the clothes, just write it down and then prioritize at 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct. Then you will understand எவ்வளவு வந்து matters are there which you have to require immediate attention, which matters requires a later attention, like not urgent and important, which can be delegated to the third person, can be done by your friend, your wife, your spouse, or your children, or somebody like that. You can able to delegate and give them and make them understand, right? And which all the activity you should not do from today, right? Something you like, you are trying to waste time traveling or somewhere unwantedly, or going somewhere out or something like that, that can be saved. For weekly or analysis பண்ணுங்க, okay, how many one activity, and believe me, your efficiency and effectiveness will automatically go up. You don't have to worry. Your time is new business. New business is your time. Maximum important and urgent and urgent and important thing is only and only new business and how to earn money. That is the two things which is very, very important. Just work on this quality. I'm sure you will get lot of time. And if you really want to keep your time up to the mark, and you really want to manage your time better, start practicing saying no. Try to practice. Tell them people to know. நான் பண்ண முடியாது, என்னால முடியாது, இன்னைக்கு டைம் கிடையாது, நாளைக்கு பார்க்கலாம், அப்புறம் பார்க்கலாம். When you try to do that, it might sound sometimes unprofessional, but you have to really buy time for yourself, right? If I want to take training and there are 15 things coming up, I cannot do that. There are a lot of trainers who do. They attend call also, they take training also, they explain to something else to the children also. How can you do multiple activity? And your brain will get stuck, right? So when you are doing some activity, I hope my voice is clear, right? Yeah. So when you're able to doing one activity, focus on the activity, however important other activity is, because wherever your focus goes, your energy will flow there. Please understand. So if I'm doing a sales call, I should not think about anything else. If I'm actually planning myself, I'm doing a business planning, suppose if I'm sitting on a Sunday evening and I'm trying to plan for my entire week, Monday to Friday மட்டும் இல்ல Saturday மட்டும் என்ன பண்ணணும்னா அதை வந்து நான் ஒரு லிஸ்ட் பண்றேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. அந்த டைம்ல ஒன்னும் டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸ் கொடுக்கறது, அப்பதான் உங்களை வந்து எஃபிஷியன்சி லெவல், எஃபெக்டிவ்னஸ் லெவல் வில் கோ அப். ஆனா நீங்க வந்து அது பண்ணாம நீங்க யார்கிட்ட பேசிட்டு இருந்தல, அது பண்ணிட்டு நீங்க பேசினா, you will not be able to give the right time. So as a business professional, if I want to really earn more money, I need to manage myself better. Self management நம்ம சொல்றோம், that is called as wealth management, right? So if you got any questions, you can even ask me now, or you can ask me later also, or you can ask me in the chat box also. I will try to help you out. In case if you got any doubt or if you got anything, you can always ask me, right? You can always put a question to me. I will definitely love to answer that, because that shows that you want to really learn into that. And we will have a lot of challenges, believe me, my dear friend. நீங்க sometimes plan பண்ணும்போது உங்களுக்கு நிறைய challenges வரும். Some relative will have a problem, somebody will come to your house, somebody will call you and say, I want this, do me a favor, in the bank பணம் கொண்டு வா. Some people, you will have a lot of challenges. Now here is where you have to really manage your time by saying no, saying yes to the important things, saying no to the unwanted things. You should imagine somebody else can do this kind of thing. எல்லா வேலை நீங்க பண்ணிட்டே போனா உங்க efficiency level down ஆயிடும். You will be doing lot of work, but there is no question. That is what we call as donkey work. Donkey work பண்ணக்கூடாது. When you want to actually excel and you want to become an MDRT, COT or a TOT focus இருந்ததுன்னா, or at least I want to do at least 50 policies every month, அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு focus இருந்ததுன்னா, உங்களுக்கு first and foremost important attention என்னன்னா, first categorize your list of work, right? How many people agree with me? Just type agree if you agree with me, right? Please type agree in case you agree with me, right? Because I thought this is a very important point for all of us to understand, that when you prioritize your work, you're serious about your work, right? That is what my belief is, that if I know what I have to do next, if I know what I have to do tomorrow, what I have to do day after tomorrow, what I have to do after five days or 6 days, that means I am serious about my work. And when I'm serious about my work, my productivity, my results will go up, right? நான் வந்து வேலையில வந்து ரொம்ப சீரியஸா நான் வந்து ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணாதான் எனக்கு வந்து ரிசல்ட் வர ஆரம்பிக்கும். நானே வந்து நிறைய வந்து அன்வான்டட் ஒர்க்கை வந்து நான் வந்து போட்டு பண்ணிட்டே இருந்தேன்னா, நான் வந்து மெயின் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் நியூ பிசினஸ்க்கு வந்து நான் ஃபோக்கஸ் கொடுக்காம இருந்தேன்னா, எனக்கு வந்து important business and important commission will not come to me, right? So suppose if you got an HNI call, start preparing from today. It is not urgent, but it is very important. Please understand. I am always telling you, in a month, you should do at least 4 to 5 HNI calls, which will give you a lot of great experience to project some good products like Jeevan Shiromani, Jeevan Lab. In the Mari products, position right? So you need to really understand where I need to effectively and efficiently put my time, correct? So that is, I thought I will just share with you, because this is something which, which normally we talk about it, right? So last time we talked about the sales process. We said a systematic approach involving a series of steps that enables a sales force to close more deals, increases business, and make more sales through referrals. That is called as a sales process. So ideally, I would request everybody, எல்லாருக்கும் நான் அதான் request பண்றேன், that நீங்க வந்து maximum sales process follow பண்ணுங்க. எப்படி next step எப்படி பண்றது, next step எப்படி பண்றது, that is very important. See, I am a person who follow a lot of steps. Sometimes I might be wrong, sometimes I might be great, but following steps will give you some kind of a direction in the life, right? If you don't follow the steps, what happens? There's high chance that you are going in the wrong direction. So please follow the steps. That's very important. So last time we had seen that how to do prospecting, what to do prospecting. A lot of people have done a great job. I have got how many people have done at least 10 policies last time? From last month to this month, I think 1 month gap was there, but the month before that, I think from the May we started off this, right? May வந்து நம்ம ஆரம்பிச்சோம். May, June, July. இப்போ ஜூலை நடக்கிறது, July 10th கரெக்டா? How many people have done about 10 policies? Please type I in the chat box. Please. I just have something to tell you about it. Yeah. How many people are done 10 policies and above? If you're not done, no problem. How many people have done 5 policies and above? I'm sure you are able to listen to me what I'm trying to say. How many people have done 5 policies above in the last 2 months? Arul sir, 5 policy. Okay, Selvaraj sir, congratulations. You have done 13 policies. Wonderful. Keshavan sir, 2 policies. Okay. Okay. LIC Saravanan sir is done 5 policies. Okay. Satish Kumar sir, 3 policies. Jay Shankar sir, 10 policies. Wonderful. Congratulations. So people who have done about 10 policies, hearty congratulations to all of you, right? And people who have anybody on zero, please, anybody on zero, except couple of people who have already told me that, sir, because of my illness, I cannot do it. That's okay. But then at least 1 or 2 policies, like 13 policies from Senthil Kumar. Oh, wonderful. So the good news is everybody is going to get the certificate of appreciation. Correct. I am not trying to ask you or ask your development of, see, I am not of that person. I know you are very hardworking. Certificate, they deserve that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the certificate to everyone. After this session, I want everyone to clearly write your name as you want in your certificate. I will be sending you by WhatsApp or a PDF through your WhatsApp, right? So everybody will get certificate and everybody will actually, will be definitely, we will try to give them a certificate, right? So is it a good news or a bad news? Yes, no. Just type in the chat box. Just type GN in the chat box so I will understand. Come on. I am not getting into why people have not done, but I really assume and I really, okay, 1 minute. 1 minute, this is actually getting hanged. Okay. So why we are getting, so everybody will be getting a certificate. That is my commitment. I will be definitely, Modi sir, I'll be sharing this to all of us. Don't worry, but put your right name in the chat box in our group on the 7 UTCL group. Clearly போடலாம் எப்படி வந்து உங்க பேர் எப்படி வரணும் அது வந்து நான் வந்து உங்களுக்கு certificate definitely I will send it, right? So coming back to our session, prospecting and qualifying is one part which we are looking at it. Second thing is planning the sales call. That is what we call it pre-approach. Indika number 1, the planning the sales call, and little bit about, yeah, RTG, I will do that. Don't worry, RTG, don't worry. So approaching the prospect is the third step, what we're going to discuss today also. And upon fourth step is sales presentation and demonstration. That's very important, right? So today we're going to touch on 2, 3, 4 topic, second topic, third topic, and the fourth topic also, right? We're going to also look at the negotiation and objection next time, like next month. Okay. So confirming and closing the sales call, and finally following up on the prospect. So this is what we call the entire sales process, how we want to work on that, right? So let's go to the approach, right? So this is a very serious thing because most of the agents, most of the advisor, நிறைய அட்வைசர் வந்து என்கிட்ட வந்து அதான் கேட்குறேன், சார் எப்படி நம்ம அப்ரோச் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறது? எனக்கு நிறைய ப்ராஸ்பெக்ட் இருக்கா, என்கிட்ட நிறைய கிளைண்ட் இருக்கா, ஆனா என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் ஆகுதுன்னா இந்த கிளைண்ட்டை போய் நம்ம எப்படி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறது? ஹவு டு வி இம்ப்ரெஸ் இன் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெவல்? கரெக்ட். ஃபார் தட் யூ ஹவ் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் ஒன் குட் திங் இஸ், why should people buy from you? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் என்ன கேட்கணும்னா, நான் வந்து இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஒரு பெரிய சேல்ஸ் பர்சன் ஆஃப் லைஃப் இன்சூரன்ஸ் கார்பரேஷன் ஆஃப் இந்தியா. Why should people buy from you? What is good in you? First, you have to work on your personal development, my dear friend. I always tell that your personal development and professional increment will always give you a great success. Personal development and professional increment will always give you a great success. So why should people buy from you? See, technically, if you see, who does this approach? Our agents, our advisors, people like us are into the sales part, right? So in the approach, யார பண்றானா sales person தான் பண்றா, கரெக்டா? அதே மாதிரி when you actually talk about approach, there are 3 types of approach, right? So when you go and talk to the customer can do 3 things with you. He can reject you, he can receive you, or he can refer you. Look at this. There are 3 different important meaning to this. When you start your sales process, நீங்க வந்து sales process start பண்ணும்போது அப்பவே customer decide பண்ணிடுறா எனக்கு வந்து இந்த agents deal பண்ண வேண்டாம். So he rejects you upfront. Within 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds, he will make up his mind of rejecting. Either he will say, எல்லாம் browserலாம் வச்சுட்டு போங்க சார், I will come back to you after 15 days. நான் அப்ப அந்த 15 days கழிஞ்சு உங்களுக்கு வந்து I will call you. And he will never call you because he has rejected you. Yes. Second type of customers will be like that. When they see your approach or when they look at the approach of the advisor, they will try to take a lot of information from you, but they will not buy any policies from you. They will receive you. Receive means they will understand little bit about what is the approach. நீங்க எப்படி approach பண்றீங்க, என்ன சர்வீஸ் கொடுக்க போறீங்க, என்னென்ன பேச போறீங்க, எப்படி பிளானோட பெனிஃபிட்ஸ் எப்போ, நீங்க எவ்வளவு வருஷத்துல இருந்து வேலை பண்றீங்க. He will ask everything with you. He will talk to you nicely also. But he will say, give me some time, I will think and come back to you. So this person is also rejecting you indirectly, but he is not telling you on the face. The first person will directly say rejected. Immediately he will say, I don't want now, I will think and come back to you. That means he has not even given a chance to explain, correct? But the third approach which is there, which you're going to look in more in detail today, இன்னைக்கு வந்து நம்ம டீடைலா பேச போறோம், referral approach. Referable approach na, when you are trying to make a great presentation, when you're trying to talk to your client with great length, he understands your presentation, number one. Then he talks about the need, he talks about the fact finding, he talks about the financial solutions, and then he says, I will give you a check. Also, you can go and meet my friend who would be interested in buying policy from you. So that is the more beautiful approach we are talking about, referable approach, correct? So when you're talking about approach, the first thing what we're talking about is an ordinary agent. Who does this approach? A rejectable approach yaar பண்றானா நம்ம கேட்டானா, it will be by an ordinary agent. Ordinary agent. What I mean by ordinary agent? Ordinary agent என்னன்னா, he will keep on talking, telling. Correct? So do you think by just telling about yourself, telling about the product, the customer will buy product? The answer is absolutely no. Absolutely no. That is what the wrong impression most of your agents are doing. Some of the agents here also are doing that, but please stop that. Ordinary agents will only sell what they know, but a great agent or a good agent will always sell what customer wants. So there is a difference between what you want to sell and what the customer wants. You know Jeevan Labh very well, you know Jeevan Anand very well, you know Jeevan Umang very well, but customer is unaware about all these things. Customer wants something, he wants Jeevan Shiromani, or he wants some other term plan which you don't have it. So what happened? There is a disconnect here. The actually customer is rejecting you. The first part is they will not be able to sell. That is a very important thing, correct? And unfortunately, there are 70% of the people who come under this class of ordinary agent. But there are some good people who have come out of ordinary shell. They have taken training, they have started attending a lot of meetings. Now they have become the second level, which is called as good agent. The good agent actually tries to explain. He will talk about the need-based analysis. He will talk about the service part and things like that. But they are also very less in numbers, 20% people. So in a branch, for example, if there are 100 people, 70 people are ordinary items, 20 people are good agent. But there are only few people, 10% people who are extraordinary. I call them as a great agent. I call them as what? Great agent. So what does a great agent do? What is the difference between a great agent, an ordinary agent, and a good agent? Is he's a differentiator. He will inspire. Whenever he goes to a customer, whatever he talks, the customer likes. Customer ku nalla puriyarudhu. Customer ku clear cut oru nalla picture irukku that this person is the right person for me to handle my financial solution. How many people agree with me? 10% of the people take 90% of the business. 10% of the people take 90% of the commission. 10% of the people are there in your branch also. So if you find in a branch there are only 5 MDRTs, 1 TOTs, 1 COT, or 1 Shatakveer, or 100 policy, something like that. So I'm not asking you which level you are in. You might be in the first level, you might be in the second level, you are already in the third level. It doesn't matter. But your idea and goal should be that you should always be a great agent. Great agent will always earn minimum 10 to 15 lakhs in a year. So ask yourself whether I'm earning 10 to 15 lakhs. If you're not earning 10 to 15 lakhs, though you are doing good business, that is of no use. நீங்க வந்து ஒரு 10 லட்சம் ரூபாய் இல்லைன்னா 15 லட்சம் ரூபாய் நீங்க earn பண்ணலன்னா இந்த businessல இருந்து, then you come under the first two category. But if you are doing at least around 2,000 policies and you are in an MDRT category, or you are in a COT or a TOT category, or you are earning more than 15 lakh commission, I'm sure you come under the great agent. So I'm not saying it's a criteria or a definition, but you are coming into the 10% category. So let us now understand more in detail what is this rejectable approach guide does. And if you're doing this, I would request you to stop it immediately and urgently. Please understand. நீங்க வந்து பை சான்ஸ் இதை வந்து தெரியாம பண்றீங்கன்னா இதை வந்து ப்ளீஸ் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணுங்க. இல்லைன்னா என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா நீங்க அதே அப்ரோச் போய் திருப்பி அப்ரோச் பண்ணா ரிசல்ட் வந்து டிஃபரெண்டா வராது. அதுக்காக தான் நிறைய பேர் ஃப்ரஸ்ட்ரேட்டடா இந்த பிசினஸ்ல வந்து எப்படி பிசினஸ் பண்ணணும் தெரியாம அதே சேம் மிஸ்டேக்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டே போறோம். சம்டைம்ஸ் த கஸ்டமர் வில் பை, சம்டைம்ஸ் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த டைம் ஹி மைட் நாட் பை. கரெக்ட்? ஸோ தே ஆர் ப்ராடக்ட் ஓரியன்டட். I will just give you a suggestion. I might be wrong, I might be right, but then understand one thing. Product should always come in the last in your presentation. How many people agree with me? Product இருக்கு இல்லையா, ப்ராடக்ட் பத்தி பேசுறத வந்து நம்ம எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் சொல்யூஷன் கொடுக்கும்போது தான் கொடுக்கணும். That is in the last 15 minutes only you have to speak about product. How many people agree with me? Just type I. See, I'm going to make you today say I or agree, because that is something which you have to understand. And if you agree, just type I in the chat box. My question is very simple. How many people agree with me that ப்ராடக்ட் வந்து லாஸ்டா தான் பேசணும்? ஆனா நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம்னா, நிறைய பேர் என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா, ஏஜென்ட் மேக்ஸிமம் ஏஜென்ட் என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா, they actually start with the session of product only. சார் என்கிட்ட ஒரு புதுசு ப்ராடக்ட் இருக்கு சார், பியூட்டிஃபுல் ப்ராடக்ட், இந்த ப்ராடக்ட்ல இது பிசினஸ் கிடைக்கும், இது கிடைக்கும், இது கிடைக்கும், இது கிடைக்கும், அது கிடைக்கும். கஸ்டமர் கெட்ஸ் கன்ஃபியூஸ். then you are a product oriented guy. So when you are product oriented guy, you will not be able to sell. And most of the agents now, every time they come for training, sir, they ask for combination. Why? I don't know why they ask for combination. Combination you have to only prepare. If you get a ready-made combination, that means you have not worked on that combination. You are just trying to have a half knowledge and you are going to the customers and a beautiful concept இருக்கு சார், இந்த கான்செப்ட் பத்தி நீங்க பாருங்க, இது ஜீவன் உபஹார், இது ஜீவன் ரேகா, அது இதுன்னு எல்லாம் போட்டு கஸ்டமரை கன்ஃபியூஸ் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் கஸ்டமர் வந்து சொல்றா, இல்ல சார் அவர் பண்ணுங்க, இந்த ப்ரௌசர்ஸ் எல்லாம் வச்சுட்டு போங்க, ஐ வில் திங்க் அண்ட் கம் பேக் டு யூ, give me 10 days, give me 10 minutes time or 10-15 days time, I will immediately come back. That means you have sold a product. As simple as that. Number two, as I said correctly, it is always a one-way approach. When you are trying to understand, உங்க வந்து வீட்ல யாரா வந்து சேல்ஸ் பர்சன் வந்திருந்தானா நீங்க பாருங்க, if they are not allowing you to speak, if they are not allowing you to speak, you are not happy with the salesperson, by the way. If they only speak about what they have got, you will get irritated and you will throw them out of the house, right? So same thing when you are going to the customer has to speak more. You have to be moderately helping him out in terms of yes or no in that, right? அப்பதான் என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, customer will understand that this person can listen to me properly. He is listening to understand. See, there is something listening to just reply or listening to understand is different thing. When you listen to understand, you are really making the customer more comfortable, right? So that is one way approach. Third one is, because to desperately close the sale, you will talk about the minimum policy. I'm talking about, when I'm telling you means I'm talking about the ordinary agent. Okay, don't take it wrong. நிறைய ஏஜென்ட் என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா, மினிமம் பாலிசி சார் இவ்வளவு இருக்கு, மினிமம் பாலிசி நீங்க 1000 ரூபாய் கட்டலாம், நீங்க 2000 ரூபாய் கட்டலாம், நீங்க 500 ரூபாய் கட்டலாம். அந்த ப்ரொபோசல்ல என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, you get actually a rejectable approach. Please don't talk about minimum premium, talk about big premium. சார் 50000 ரூபாய் கட்ட முடியுமா, இல்லைன்னா 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் உங்களுக்கு கட்ட முடியுமா? When you talk like this, that time the confidence of the customer goes 2 times in you, right? So twice when you want to really impress anybody, talk about big premium. Then only he will understand this particular agent or advisor is working with Life Insurance Corporation of India for a longer term. When you talk about minimum, who talks about minimum? People who don't get sale, people who don't are desperate about sale, they talk only minimum, right? So don't get into a telling mode. If you are approaching this, either of these things you are doing it, stop doing it. If you're doing out of these 4 things anything by mistake or without knowing also you're doing it, இதை வந்து நீங்க இமீடியட்டா ஸ்டாப் பண்ணுங்க. எதுக்குன்னா உங்களுக்கு வந்து ரெஜெக்டபிள் அப்ரோச் தான் கிடைக்கும், right? But there are some good agents who are better than the first one. They are called as receivable approach. They understand the customer. They do a lot of need-based selling, right? They do a lot of financial readiness check or financial solution kind of a thing. They look at the customer's fact finding and they can give a solution, right? And they always are service oriented. Sometimes service oriented can also lead a problem to the customer. Customer will still think too much that this guy is going to really irritate me every time service irritate panna pora. So I don't want, I will think and come back to you. So the customer slowly moves into from receivable to rejectable, correct? But these people are very good. They are not worried about their targets. They have a wonderful approach. So this approach is good, but this approach will not give you great policies, correct? This approach will not give you more number of policies. Second approach irukilla, இந்த receivable approach வந்து நீங்க technically use பண்ணணும். நீட் பேஸ்ட் செல்லிங் பண்ணணும், ஃபேக்ட் ஃபைண்டிங் பண்ணணும், நல்லா பிரசன்டேஷன் பண்ணணும், சர்வீஸ் பத்தி பேசணும். தட் ஆர் ஆல் கரெக்ட். ஐ எம் நாட் சேயிங் தட். பட் திஸ் வில் only give you more number of policy, not more premium. So that will again be a disconnect for you. So you cannot become a great agent. So you explain very well. You customer நிறைய agent வந்து இந்த கேட்டகரியில ஃபாலோ ஆறா because they cannot excel from here. Now what is required from here I am going to discuss in the next slide, and pay attention very focused properly, right? Because this is something which you have to understand and really know about what exactly I have to do to become a great agent. So what is the approach? They have it. They have got a receivable, not receivable approach, sorry, it will be a referable approach. First thing and what they do is they are customer driven. See, as an insurance advisor, நீங்க insurance advisor மாதிரி என்ன எப்ப பண்ணணும்னா, any time whenever you go for a call, every time when you go for a call, நீங்க கால்ல போகும்போது கஸ்டமர் திங்கிங் என்ன, கஸ்டமரோட பேட்டர்ன் எப்படி இருக்கு, பேசுறது பேட்டர்ன் எப்படி இருக்கு, whether he is positive, whether he is negative, whether he knows about financial planning, whether he knows about the other things, அதை வந்து கொஞ்சம் அசஸ் பண்ணுங்க. Look at the customer's drive. What customer is speaking the same language you have to speak. I'm not talking about English, Hindi, Marathi or Tamil for that matter. I'm trying to talk about the language, means what mindset he's speaking, whether he's talking about education, whether he's talking about inflation, whether he's talking about IRR, whether he's talking about some kind of a financial solution which you are not aware. You need to be customer driven. When you are customer driven, then only you can think able to in the shoes of the customer. நீங்க உங்களுக்கு என்ன தெரியும் அது பேசிட்டு இருந்தானா கஸ்டமர் driven இருக்காது. கஸ்டமருக்கு புரியாது நீங்க என்ன சொல்யூஷன் பேசுறீங்க. கஸ்டமர் is thinking about retirement, you are thinking about term plan. So there will be a disconnect. Customer is thinking about some maybe children's education, you are thinking about retirement. So there might be disconnect. So how do you find customer driven? That will come, we'll speak in the final following slides. Anna, ask yourself this question that, am I customer driven? Do I think like customer at that point of time, right? What is customer talking in general? Is he talking about the professional part? Is he talking about personal part? Is he talking about the financial part? Is he talking about something out of the box? What is he talking about, right? So இது வந்து ஒரு 10 minutes assessment நீங்க பண்ணணும். எவ்ரி கால் நீங்க அசஸ் பண்ணாதான் உங்களுக்கு வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் லெவல்ல போக முடியும். இல்லைன்னா என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா நீங்க சீக்கிரம் உங்க ப்ராடக்ட்டை வந்து நீங்க வந்து பிரசென்ட் பண்ணிட்டு அப்புறம் வந்து கஸ்டமர் வந்து இல்ல நான் ஐ வில் திங்க் அண்ட் கம் பேக் டு போட்டோம்னா அவ்வளவுதான், வேற ஒன்றும் வேலை. தட் இஸ் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெவல் வாட் யூ ஆர் டூயிங். நீங்க வந்து தேர்ட் லெவல்ல இருக்கணும். இஃப் யூ வாண்ட் டு ரியலி பி சக்சஸ்ஃபுல் இன் த தேர்ட் லெவல் where we are talking about the referable approach and the great agent is doing, you have to know about your customer driven. See, you go to any big mall, they will not compulsorily tell you to buy, but they will say first test this product, first see this product, whether you're satisfied, whether you like this. When you go to buy a perfume also, they will not force you to buy any perfume. The moment they will see which one is better for you, and the moment you really show a face in delight, then they will say this perfume is costing this much and this much and that much. So that is an art of a salesperson. So customer driven, am I a customer driven person or am I pushing my products? Are you pulling people or are you pushing people? That is the question you have to ask. Number two, customer will also see your goodwill. See, suppose if customer wants to take a policy from you, suppose you want to invest 1 lakh rupees in a bank, you will see the goodwill of the bank. What do you mean by goodwill is, what is the trust factor of that agent or an advisor? ஒரு ஏஜென்ட்டுக்கு வந்து இன்னைக்கு எவ்வளவு ட்ரஸ்ட் இருக்கு அதை எப்படி சொல்ல முடியும்? மேபி யூ ஆர் ஒர்க்கிங் ஃபார் லாஸ்ட் 15 years வித் எல்ஐசி, ரைட்? நீங்க 15 வருஷமா எல்ஐசியில வேலை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன், நல்லா வந்து ஒரு நிறைய பாலிசி போட்டிருப்பேன், நிறைய வந்து பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் பண்ணிருப்பேன், அதெல்லாம் வேற விஷயம். ஆனா கஸ்டமருக்கு உங்க குட்வில் வந்து தெரியறது இல்ல. அதான் ப்ராப்ளம். குட்வில் எப்படி தெரியும்? How will customer identify your goodwill is, one is you have got a solid infrastructure in terms of office, in terms of website, in terms of a great software. உங்க personality சூப்பரா இருக்கு. You have been telling lot of referral contacts and you know what is customer expecting from you. So customer expectation வந்து நீங்க கிளியரா பண்ணனா உங்களுக்கு goodwill building strong ஆயிடும். Today RK Shetty is there. I'm sure you know who is RK Shetty, who's almost completed TOT every year. Now that RK Shetty has got a great goodwill. When he goes to film industry, he is been named as one of the top advisors. Can you believe? So that is kind of a goodwill people carry. Today, Bharat Parekh has got a goodwill. He has got 5 offices, 40 branches, 40 people working for him, 5 offices, 5 branches he has got, and then he has got 7 chartered accountants who are working for him. So really believe me, when you talk about these things to your customer really believes it. You know what Bharat Parekh does? Bharat Parekh takes sweets to different customers, right? He will take sweets to different customers and he will go to the customer and say, so today one of my family member has joined my organization, means one of the staff has joined, and he will give the sweets to the customer. Customer will feel, oh wow, this agent is growing, yeah. One of the best goodwill I've got. I can put more 2 lakhs rupees in this thing. So are we doing that kind of a thing? If you're not doing, start planting this. I don't know. I know that it's very difficult to do day one. பட் இதை வந்து நீங்க பிளான்ல வச்சுக்கலாம். நெக்ஸ்ட் இயர் எனக்கு ஆஃபீஸ் ஓப்பன் பண்ணணும், அதுக்கு நெக்ஸ்ட் இயர் என்னோட வெப்சைட் ஓப்பன் பண்ணணும், அதுக்கு நெக்ஸ்ட் இயர் என்னோட சாஃப்ட்வேர் ஷுட் அப்டேட்டட், ஐ ஷுட் ஹேவ் ஸ்டாஃப், I need to grow. So when you are growing, your goodwill is automatically building. If you're not growing, your goodwill is there only. Lot of people are saying, sir, I have got 20 years experience in Life Insurance Corporation of India. I said 20 years experience means you must have got at least 2,000, 5,000 clients. Illa sir, I've got only 500 clients. Do you think that is a growth? No, that is not a growth. He is just trying to put his time every year. Every year he comes and says, sir, I've got 1 year more. What is the big deal? But if he's purchased an office like Bharat Parekh, if he's purchased a website, if he's got some other facilities, if he's got staff, he's got a big office to support, service center இருக்கு, அது இருக்கு, எல்லாம் இருக்குன்னா அப்பதான் goodwill building வந்து வந்திருக்கு. So ask yourself, am I customer driven? Have I got that goodwill that customer will trust me? Correct? நீங்க இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஒரு flat வந்து நீங்க வந்து if you're going to buy a flat today, you will buy from a builder who has got a great goodwill. Correct? If you're buying for gold today for your marriage, for your children's marriage, or for anything for that matter, for the house, you will actually go to the reputed jewelers. You will not go to any jeweler who have just started business, isn't it? So you have to really understand how the goodwill makes a lot of difference. அதுக்கப்புறம் கூட நீங்க ஜுவல்லரி ஷாப் உள்ள போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் கூட அங்க உங்க எப்படி ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் பண்றா அதுவும் ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். நீங்க வந்து குட்வில் நல்லா பிரான்ச் ஓபன் பண்ணிட்டு ஜுவல்லரி ஷாப் நல்லா ஓபன் பண்ணிட்டு அங்க உள்ள போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் சர்வீஸ் கொடுக்கலன்னா நீங்க வந்து அங்க ஒன்னும் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணாம வெளியில வருவேன். Similarly, if the goodwill is good, if the behavior is good, if the reception is good, if the kind of knowledge and if the product is good, automatically customer will buy from you. So that is what you have to understand very carefully. So goodwill building is an important point. Right from today, இன்னைக்கு யாருக்கு உங்களுக்கு தெரியுமோ தெரியலையோ இன்னைக்குல இருந்து உங்க goodwill brand பண்ண போங்க. உங்க visiting card is a goodwill, your website is a goodwill, your office is a goodwill. Please understand every small thing. I met one agent from advisor from Bangalore. He had given me a card which was 75 rupees, glass card. It was a glass coated card. Can you believe? I still have that card. He had given me 5 years back, right? He's from Bangalore, Hari Prasad Bhatt. So he had shown me a card, a different card, or card காமிச்சிருந்தா. I said, இந்த கார்டுல ஒண்ணுமே தெரியல சார், clear cut, transparent card பண்ணுங்க, அப்பதான் customer அவங்க goodwill believe பண்ணுவானா. He immediately took it seriously. He went to the printer and he had given a very professional transparent card, which is a glass card. Can you believe? 75 rupees per card. And every time he gives that card, he tells the customer, I only give it to those customers who I've learned a lot of things from them, and he gives to everyone. So you have to really understand what is the difference between goodwill and not having goodwill, right? That is very important. Number 3, customer would like to deal with those people who are performance driven. Okay, check your performance. Am I qualifying all the contests? Am I beating all the contests? My name is there in the board in the branch. என்னோட பேர் வந்து போர்ட்ல இருக்கா, branchல போர்ட்ல இருக்கா. That is very important because there you are creating a goodwill. There people are referring you. Somebody from the third person will come and paying the premium. He will see your name Selvaraj. He will see your name, Arul sir. So when he sees your name Arul, Rekha, when actually he will see that name, he will start building the person, right? So somebody will ask also, who is this Arul? Who is this Rekha? Who is this, Damodaran sir? Can I meet him? Because he wants to invest 1 crore of rupees. His agent is not able to give solution more than 1 crore. So imagine that kind of a situation. So your performance is very important. You should always be top in the branch. Otherwise, what happens? People would not recognize you. People would not remember you. People would not refer you, right? So that is the third point for me. Always remember, performance is the key. When you don't perform, now also see some people who have done 13 policies, some people who have done 5 policies, some people who have not even opened their account. That's bad. You have to put 50 policies easily. You are such a beautiful guy in terms of joining insurance, and you are actually helping people in terms of social service also. Today, the awareness is also very good. So that is the reason the expectation of the client is also very high. Today, if you walk like a normal insurance agent, people would not trust you. People would not give you business. They will take everything from you. They will say, I will think and come back to you. But if you're a professional guy, you know everything, you have a customer driven attitude, you have a goodwill to support, you are a performance, then people would get inspiring. And when you inspire, people will talk about you. See, suppose today Rekha madam comes to me and give a great presentation. I am inspired from Rekha madam. I will try to talk about 15 people about Rekha madam. Selvaraj sir comes to me and give me a great presentation, which I've never heard. நான் வந்து அந்த பிரசன்டேஷன் கேட்கவே கேட்கல எங்கேயும். ஆனா அந்த பிரசன்டேஷன் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருக்கு. நான் என்ன சொல்லணும், இந்த செல்வராஜ் சார்கிட்ட போய் நீங்க வந்து பாலிசி எடுத்துக்கோ சார். என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், என்னோட நெய்பர்ஸ், என்னோட ரிலேட்டிவ்ஸ் எல்லார்ட்ட வந்து நான் செல்வராஜ் சார் பத்தி பேசுவேன். That you should be walk the talk. See, this is a new term which you should learn. Walk the talk means people are talking about you when they are walking. That's very important. So ask yourself, am I walk the talk to my customers? And you get lot of opportunity to walk the talk. Believe me, உங்களுக்கு வந்து maximum opportunity கிடைக்கிறது when you're talking to the customer, you get 101% opportunity to really present yourself as a walk the talk, right? So when you ask me, sir, எப்படி நம்ம people inspire பண்றது? How do we actually talk about this inspiration? Is basically people get inspired by 3 basic things. One is personality, 2 is how you communicate or engage themselves, and the third one is empowering them by your behavior, right? See, customer has got eyes to just see first, okay? Then he has got ears to hear, and then he has got mouth to speak. There are 3 things which is very, very important. And this is the first glimpse of any good customer. நீங்க customer ட்ட போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் first என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, he will see from his eyes, who is this guy? Is this guy reliable? Is this guy trustable? Is this guy more knowledgeable? Can you hear my voice now? Sorry about it. There was some issue with the net. Now the audio is okay? Video audio is okay, Murli sir? Voice got break. I could understand that a lot of people said voice got break. Now it's clear?